Up with KREM begins now.
Fans are showing the Zags nothing but love this morning.
To the team that we put our hearts into, I wouldn't want to be behind any other team.
We'll hear more fan reactions after the game. Corey Kispert is now setting his eyes on what his legacy is and what he wants to be remembered as.
I remember how much I cared, about the red and blue. Being a Zag is.
Well, this morning we're live at the Zag shop where students can still get their Zag gear early this morning.
There's some red and blue balloons hanging up inside the Zag shop right now, and today they're opening early so that people can get in early and buy that new tournament merch that will be available here and online.
And it's chilly early this morning, but by this afternoon, temps on the rise. We're back up in the 60s later today.
Well, all we can say is thank you, Zags, for an incredible season. Now, the Zags were the first team to make it to the finals undefeated in many, many years, and Jalen Suggs' buzzer beater will go down in history as one of the greatest shots ever in college basketball. Safe to say the Zags made their mark this year.
They absolutely did. And of course, we want to hear from you this morning. Send us your favorite moment of the season, or maybe just a message saying what you would tell the team after their historic season. And you can see your message right here on Up with KREM.
Well, thank you for watching Up with KREM this morning. We are wrapping up our incredible team coverage from Indy all the way to Spokane. I'm Tim Pham, joined by Dana Marie McNichol. Nicole Hernandez is at GU's campus where fans can support the team today at the Zag shop. But first, Mark Hanrahan and sports director Brenna Green are in Indianapolis getting reactions to the end of Gonzaga's historic season. And if you're joining us for the first time, we do want to say welcome to you. Mark and Brenna have joined us on Up with KREM since the Sweet 16 round.
Yes, not the outcome that Gonzaga fans had hoped for. Baylor jumped out early and the Bulldogs just couldn't catch up.
Yeah, it was a rough go in there last night for the Bulldogs. Just could not seem to close the gap against the Bears at any point in this game. At one point it got to single digits. You felt like you wanted to go party because you were so excited. And then immediately Baylor came out and just pretty much put the hammer down on them.
I got the chance to speak with several Gonzaga fans after the game. Take a listen.
It's phenomenal to have a team that's as dedicated and as passionate as those Zags tonight, and it wasn't our night. Baylor was the better team tonight, but I guarantee you play that game 3 more times and Gonzaga's going to come back. They're going to fight harder, and that's what we're going to do next year. We're going to come back. We're going to fight harder. All the power to the team that we put our hearts into. I wouldn't want to be behind any other team. They put it out there against UCLA, and then I think they got hit hard tonight.
Great season, tough night. Baylor came out to play, and the Zags got to stand up and score. So, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. How do you do it? I mean, what are you going to do? It's a great game, great team, and what are you going to do next year?
Could have been better. Could have had more output from Kispert, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Jalen was awesome tonight, but Baylor played a hell of a game. So.
What do you think of the season, though?
Season was unbelievable. I don't have any regrets from coming here tonight. Unbelievable season. I wouldn't have it any other way.
It was a great season. It's nothing you can be ashamed of. 31-1. So just happened to run into a buzzsaw tonight.
And it wasn't just Gonzaga fans we heard from after the game. We also heard from Coach Few and one Gonzaga player.
Yeah, Corey Kispert was up at the podium, and it had to be Corey after this game. He is the ambassador for this program, and it was his last game, no matter the result, in a Gonzaga uniform. He was thoughtful, eloquent, intelligent, all of the words in his post-game presser, including when he spoke about what he wants his legacy to be.
I just want people to remember how much I cared, about the red and blue. Being a Zag is much more than just the 40 minutes you put into the time you spend on the floor. It means, being a great person off the floor. It means being a great son, a brother, a great friend, And, I want people to remember me for being able to do all those things as good or better than I played on the floor. And I'm hoping that, little kids out there look at our team and look at me and, realize that they can kind of make it and do it the right way too.
Yeah, Mark, this was Corey's 137th game in a Gonzaga uniform. That is unheard of in college basketball these days, especially for a player that has had as big of an impact as Corey. Not many NBA lottery draft picks are playing over 100 games in college basketball, but Corey did it, and Corey did it well.
He's a journeyman, right? I spoke with his high school coach after the Creighton game in the Sweet 16 round. He said, Corey, good player, even better person, just a class act all the way around. She's Brenna Green. I'm Mark Hanrahan. That's the very latest from Indy. Now back to you.
Well, thanks guys so much for that coverage. You worked so hard for us all tournament long, and there really is no doubt that Gonzaga fans are so loyal, and we're grateful to them for something to cheer for during this hard time.
Yeah, that was huge for me. They were just such a bright spot, during this year, and so great to have live sports back. And this morning, Zag fans can continue their support by getting Bulldog gear at the Zag shop. Nicole Hernandez is there right now to tell us more.
Yeah, Tim, there's actually a sign right inside here that says Final Four swag is back by the flag. So it's definitely there, ready for fans to come out. And they're actually opening early today. They're opening at 8 this morning for fans to come out, buy their apparel, and support the team here. And it's something that the shop is really seeing a lot of right now. The Zag shop says that they saw hundreds of customers stocking up on tournament apparel yesterday. The shop manager told us she still wants to keep spirits high despite our end of the season. Typically, local printers will work all night to create shirts for fans, but Zag shop manager Megan Hawley says our loss is not the end to tournament apparel.
I think people will still want to celebrate together. Making it to the championship game is nothing to be sad about. I think it's something to be really proud of and to celebrate and to come together.
Go Zags, give me a go Zags.
Now, she told us the store is feeling appreciative of the team's success, and the new t-shirts will be yet another opportunity to support the team. Again, the store today is opening at 8 this morning in less than an hour now. And we were actually able to talk with Zome Design, who would have been in charge of printing those championship t-shirts overnight. And they said even though they can't create a per se runner-up t-shirt, that they will still do something to commemorate how well the Zags did in the tournament this year. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thank you. And Nicole will be live at the Zag shop all morning long until they open in just about an hour at 8 o'clock this morning. All right, to weather now. Jeremy, you're not officially a Zag alum, neither am I, but I think it's safe to say both of us are going to start needing to rep some Zag gear now.
Yeah, Dana Marie made us honorary fans, so I think it kind of counts, and we now have to represent. That's the only option we have, Tim.
We absolutely will. We love them.
Yeah, and there's some cool looking t-shirts, and it's basically t-shirt weather later on this afternoon. Early on this morning, it's temps down near 30 degrees. We're at 33 here in town. And it would warm up a bit thanks to that sun coming up, but it is nothing but sunshine in the sky overhead. And that's the case across much of the inland Northwest. 39 in Wenatchee, 28 in Moses Lake, 33 here in town, same over in Coeur d'Alene, and 28 in Sandpoint this morning. That's thanks to our clear skies overhead. Temps drop, but now they're warming up. Warming up quick. Sun's not even getting high, but by this afternoon, sun's up to about 49 degrees in the sky. That's actually pretty high considering, and we have more than 13 hours of daylight. You add those into our fun math equation, and by this afternoon, temps are in the low 60s. I even think by noon, we're in the mid 50s. It is going to be a really warm day. By noon or 1 p.m., we're warmer than we were yesterday at our warmest point, and only warming up from there. So get outside and enjoy it. Tim?
All right, Jeremy, thanks so much. Our big story this morning, the man accused of setting St. Charles Elementary on fire is expected to have his arraignment this morning.
That's right. Rio Antonio Mirabal was arrested and charged with first-degree arson on March 26th.
So Mirabal
was identified.
From a tip, someone who recognized him while watching this surveillance video.
No one was injured in the fire. A priest living on campus was woken up during the fire and pulled from the building to safety.
I was frustrated more than scared, actually. Probably because I was still asleep and trying to, realize the situation, what's happening.
Spokane Bishop Thomas Daly said the fire caused a couple $1 million in damage, adding that renovations had just been completed at some of the offices.
Well, this morning, we're looking at the effects of Gonzaga's championship game on our community. In our next half hour of Up with KREM, we're talking with Visit Spokane about the spotlight the tournament put on Spokane.
And One Tree posted this to Instagram, teasing a new flavor of cider. What do you think it is? Text us your answer, 509-448-2000. We'll go over your answers and tell you what the flavor is after the break.